Warning, this podcast contains computer viruses. Just kidding. You're not going to get one from watching this, no.
Oh my god.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for Pretty Little Liars, Season 7, Episode 15, Do Not Disturb. I'm your host, Dom. Filling in for April this week is the one and only Nikki.
Hey.
I'm pretty sure there's many Nickies, but you're the one and only. Now,
Hey.
For a little background, for anybody that remembers watching us in general, Nikki started out the series with us, right?
Yeah.
So when we started back in season 4 or 5, I don't remember what it was. You originally jumped on the show, somewhere around season 6, was it? I don't know. When did you drop off? We started when did we start doing these podcasts? Season 4? Yeah, it had to be season 4. Okay, so you jumped in the season 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I stopped after season 4.
Really? I thought you were on for
I watched the first couple episodes of season 5.
Okay.
And then I was like, no.
Gotcha. So what pushed you away from the show?
Just the teenage drama that girls go through every freaking day, and it's just exponentially larger on the show, and I couldn't handle it.
Okay. So you've been watching now since the time jump, right? You were curious, right. You've been jumping back in. You've been watching since the time jump, right?
Right.
So what is your opinion on the show now?
It's a lot more tame.
Mm-hmm.
Still a lot of freaking drama, but it's less...
gonna be.
Yeah, it seems like right now it's less focused around the girls. I mean, it's about them, but I mean, you get a lot of it just seems a little bit more adult, and I can handle that.
Excellent. All right, so since you kept up, jumping right in, episode starts with Arya's father, sitting in the dark on the couch like a creeper, waiting for Arya.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell is going on? That just rings creepy right there. And then after, everything we saw last week, and we're so suspicious of him.
Always been suspicious of him.
Right, he's just a really creepy guy to begin with. And then, after everything we saw with season 1, between him and his mom, him and his wife, it's just things have always been rocky with him. So, were you surprised to find out him and his wife were getting back together?
Yeah. Because last I saw of her, she was running off to another country with the donut guy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's how long it's been since I've watched, so.
Right, and that's kind of the last we saw of her.
Really?
Yeah, there was a little talk, but don't forget there's a 5-year time jump, so they don't necessarily have to explain everything to us.
That's true.
That is kind of the beauty of this time jump is there's 5 years that we didn't get to see on the screen, so there's a lot more room for mystery left. And I think that's the best part of this is because you're like, oh, well, this character was doing this, but there's 5 years and a lot could change in that amount of time. So what are they up to now?
Right.
As we see with the girls, and they're just all different. So I was flabbergasted. I was like, bleh? Did not expect that. But Arya is immediately still suspicious of her father. Until her mother basically confirms that they were together the whole night. So that kind of put him off the hook. So.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, she could have went to the bathroom and it was primping and freshening up, and he was like, I'm just gonna go kill Charlotte really quick, and I'll be right back.
Just while she's going to the bathroom.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
That's a long time in the bathroom.
She wants to look good. They're getting back together.
Maybe? I don't know. It's in a seedy motel that used to be an insane asylum, so I don't really expect much.
I mean, well, she did get pushed out the bell tower, right? She was in the middle of the street.
She's in the bell tower of the church, not in the sanitarium. So I don't think the church is the church really that close to Radley. The Radley. I need like a town
Well,
map.
the thing is, like, wasn't Charlotte at home with Allison and then walked out or left at one point because she had gone home first?
Um, I don't know. Allison was at home with Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Yeah.
And then Charlotte left, and then she ended up dead.
Right.
She wasn't even near the Radley.
Well, the church was at the Radley. Or no, the church, I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is the church near the Radley?
Okay.
I don't know. I don't see any really like good maps. Map of Rosewood. This is like a really shitty map. I can't see anything.
Maybe we'll find one eventually.
The chapel. Radley's not on this. I don't know. I don't have a good map. If anybody out there has a good map, let us know. Show us.
Yes, please.
That's gonna bug me now. Like, I want to know. Hey, here's one that like some person drew. Like, looks like a little kid. All right, so the church is here. Where's Radley?
Wait, a portal to what? No, okay, this is all wrong. Why is there a portal to Ravenswood?
It's probably just like, I don't know, somebody drew something. But it's I want to see even on this map they don't even have Radley on here.
Yeah,
They have the Kavanaugh cabin. They have a pawn shop. They have the Bradbury.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is old and, outdated.
Yeah, I don't know. So it really kind of depends on how close the church is to Radley.
I guess. Yeah, because Arya's dad was staying at the Radley.
Yeah, he was at the Radley with the mom. So if he ducked out of there and it was across the street, that kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I don't know. I can't find anything. I give up. Spencer comes clean with Caleb and is basically like, look, here's the deal, which is very different from the way that Hannah handled it. Hannah was always like not saying a word to Caleb, let Caleb find out on his own. Caleb wants to get involved. Hannah's like, no. There's whole back and forth. But Spencer's just like, here, this is what's going on. Her and Caleb are talking. And Caleb's like, you guys should go to the police. At this point, he suspects Sarah Harvey. He mentions Ezra. He even hints at Arya's dad. Or I think Spencer hinted at that point because she wasn't aware, of the whole situation at this point. So, I mean, I like that dynamic between Caleb and Spencer a lot more. There's a lot of stuff that feels wrong with that relationship, but I like that dynamic. I don't know, like Caleb and Spencer just don't seem right to me. They just don't feel like they go together.
It's probably because they're so different.
Yeah. Kind of.
I don't know.
No. You think Caleb and Spencer are okay?
At this point, I think they're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Caleb hadn't really changed from the way he was, I'd say yes, definitely.
Right.
They're just not good. But at this point, I think they're fine.
Yeah. I mean, but you even see at the very, very end of the episode when, because I don't know what to call the new stalker, right? So I'm just gonna call it the new A for the time being until we get, it's the devil emoji or whatever, but I don't want to call the person the devil. So until the new A, like Caleb, Nue's been looking for the drive that Hannah's mom had this whole episode. Hannah's mom, claims she didn't take the drive, and then we watched Hannah and Arya like tear her house apart, like looking for the drive, and there's no drive in there, and Hannah's just like, we just let Sarah Harvey destroy my house. She just made Sarah Harvey just made me destroy my own house, or my mom's house. I think she said.
What's so funny is that I know it's not Sarah Harvey.
Oh right, it can't be.
I'm saying, I mean, from the very first episode I watched coming back, it was definitely a male.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they're stuck on Sarah Harvey because of all the past.
Right, but it makes sense.
That's why it's easy for this guy, this new A, to fuddle with their minds, because they're so focused on one target.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then you see at the very end of the episode when they finally hand the drive over to new A, that Caleb actually like encoded it with like this video message that downloaded a virus, and Caleb outsmarted him. Like this is all new territory, because like Charlotte never got caught. She was always one step ahead of them. This person is a little sloppy, and we're learning that quickly. So they're hiding in plain sight. They have that old man costume, whatever, that they're wearing, that they're like creeping around and stuff. It's only a matter of time before they get discovered.
Yep.
But I don't know, since supposedly the show only has a season and a half left of it, I don't know if that's 100% true or not. That's what was going around. That's what the actress that played Arya, what's her name? I don't remember her name. Lucy Hale?
Lucy Hale, yeah.
Yeah. She originally said that the show was done after 8 seasons. Now she kind of like backtracked over her words, so they might try to squeeze a little bit more out of it, because the show kind of does have some new ground to stand on with this new A, and they might have a new direction for it to go, because the format it was before was getting really stale, and I feel like the format that they have now is very reinvigorated, and it's got everybody going. Well, we'll see how long that they can hold on to that for.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Caleb changing the rules, as he said, it's just, I'm even more interested now than ever.
That just put a lot of fuel on the fire.
Oh, of course it did.
Like, I think Caleb's gonna get real hurt here soon.
Quite possibly. I mean, and not just him, but everybody involved. Like, Hannah went to Caleb for help specifically for the drive, and then like Spencer walks in, and I'm like, that's gonna be awkward. And it wasn't. And Spencer was just like, I'm glad you're both here. Yeah, exactly. And Spencer had walked in with Yvonne's phone for showing up to her lunch date with, was it Jill? Gil. And she's like, what are you doing here? So like, she's thinking there's something going on with A in the phone, so she brings the phone to Caleb, and that's when Hannah's there for that. So she's glad that's the whole thing is there. That's when Caleb clones the cell phone. Mm-hmm. And then Spencer goes and brings it back to the restaurant to bring it to the lost and found. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Mona's there, who is working with Yvonne. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, I've been looking for this. And they have like this little back and forth going on.
When they brought Mona back for everything, and I was like, oh, maybe, they won't be so nasty to each other, like the girls versus Mona. But come on. Actually,
if I remember correctly, when you dropped out of the show is the winter episode, right? It was the winter one where Mona was dead.
Yeah, Mona had been dead when I dropped out.
Yeah, Mona died, and then you watched, I think it was the Christmas one, because you used to look forward to the Halloween ones. Mm-hmm. They did a Christmas one, and I'm pretty sure that was your last episode. No? Mm-mm. I don't know that. I give up. But yeah, what were you saying, Mona?
I don't know. They they're mean and nasty to each other still, and I'm like, it's been 5 years. You guys are, you have common ground, and I
Mona
just think
was
it's
A at one point, though. Like, there's always that bit of resentment there. Like, if somebody stalked you for a year and a half, 2 years, would you just be able to let that go? Like, that's kind of creepy. Like, they made your life living hell.
wasn't Mona forced to do this? Like she was getting blackmailed for
No.
another reason? No.
No, she just
Okay.
picked the game up. She just wanted to, she was the loser in school, And then that's when Charlotte stole the game from her after that, and then Mona was a victim. Yeah. So, yeah, they share a little bit in common with that, but Mona's still, like, in my eyes, she can't be trusted. How do you know Mona's not in on this again? You don't.
Don't know anything. Maybe Lucas is in on it. Maybe we get to see.
Maybe it is Lucas.
Maybe, it's an actual like FBI agent that's the new A, and he's just a relative of Wilton. Wilton?
Wilden, yeah.
Yeah, and he's just mad, and the girls, and oh, gosh,
Could
I don't
be.
know.
It could be. Lucas is probably my number one suspect right now because the way Lucas was treated by everybody, especially Hannah. Like Hannah basically used him, and now it's like the shoes on the other foot because what we saw with Lucas last episode, and he's just like, "Oh, Hannah, I'll do anything for you. I'll do this," and he lies right to the police for her. He tells her that she could stay at his place, if he needed to. Like he's kind of doing now what Hannah did to her, what Hannah did to him. Like the shoes on the other foot, like he's setting her up to like use her. I don't know. That's the way I see it. Like, because Lucas is well aware of what Hannah's doing now. He's well aware that she's trying to use him, and he's kind of setting it up as a dependency this time. Like, oh, you need me, and I feel like there's ulterior motives there.
Of course there is.
So, and it's not just to get in bed with her.
No, it's not. No, he'd like to lock her up and keep her for himself. I mean, he's just. And now he feels like, because he's so successful, that he could probably pull that off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Lucas is...
He's number one on my list right now. So... but Caleb, after, like, cloning the phone, finds that there was an encrypted file on it about the Hastings campaign. So... Okay. We don't actually get to see what was on it, but we get to see him hacking into it.
Mm-hmm.
That's when he made the drive and sent it back, and that was all the fun thing. But I don't know, Hannah, she's been acting really weird to me lately. Like, she's calling all the parents by their first names. Like, she's always been a little quirky, but like this, like, where did this come out of?
I don't know. I mean, you saw her boss, right? You saw all the stress and bullshit she had to go through.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, she said it right that she's been pushed around by far worse, but I think that's taking a toll and just making her break down. And I guess she's putting up a wall. And the best way she's really bad at pretending is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess. I don't know. I feel like there's something more. That's going on. Like, she's dealing with all the stress from, like, what her fashion designer lady's going on. She's, like, the secretary to this fashion designer. We get to meet her this episode as she got fired for being late. She was so upset she even left her panda bear mug.
Her panda bear mug.
That poor panda bear mug.
It's just gonna get trashed.
Of course it is. She should have taken it. She just had to, like, walk out all big and tough, like, I don't give a shit that you already packed my shit. I'm not taking it kind of, attitude. But, I don't know, that kind of leaves Hannah without a job now.
But her boo, he's got her handled.
He's
got connections.
You did not.
Yeah.
No, you did not.
That's exactly how I see their relationship. It's just that's the wording. That's the wording I give him for her, because I don't like that. See, I can see Caleb and Spencer doing well, but hey, Hannah and this dude, it just seems wrong.
Yeah, something seems off. Like, she's only in it for the money or something. Like, she's not like that, but it seems like she's in it for something.
Yeah.
And I don't quite know what. She's not a gold digger. She's never been that way. Because like she's been with Caleb, who had absolutely nothing. You know, and she went to complete opposite. You know, somebody has absolutely nothing to somebody who has everything and can get her anything. So it's kind of weird to, I don't know, something's off with it, and I can't quite place it. So, but in the meantime, we had Dr. Rollins showing up to talk to Emily, to try to help Allison. Which, if you remember from the very, very first, you watched the last scene of before the time jump, right? Where it actually was the time jump from the Charlotte episode, where the Charlotte reveal. Like the girls all running in a panic to Allison's room. You didn't see that? So, the last scene of the Charlotte reveal, which was the mid-season finale, it's like 5 years later or whatever, and all the girls come running in, and they're, you know, Allison is writing on the chalkboard, like, her name, like she's a school teacher, and she writes Mrs. Rollins. So, yeah, and then we go from that, and they're like, he's here or something like that, you know, they're all like rushed because they're like, he's back or something like that. So then when they come back now from the mid-season break and they come back, there was no mention of that. It's like all the girls are getting together for the first time. So I'm thinking that's a very, very far away preview. Like that's even further from what we're in right now. So for her to write Mrs. Rollins on the board makes me think that her and Dr. Rollins end up hooking up, because I don't see why she would use that name otherwise, because she was married or something. She had a ring on her finger. She's not married right now that we know of. They haven't said anything. They haven't alluded to her and Mr. Rollins or Dr. Rollins together at any point. So, but you start to see if that is the way it's going. You start to see the seeds of it here, where Dr. Rollins is doing stuff to help Allison, and like there's a connection there.
Yeah.
You know. So, I don't know. We had that, and then so we had Dr. Rollins talking up to Emily for Allison. Then we see Sarah coming over and apologizing to Allison, like very weird kind of apology, very honest apology, and weird at the same time. I don't know, what'd you think of that apology?
She said the words, but she didn't mean anything about them. Like, she didn't mean it.
No?
No. She's there to cause trouble. She's there to put a wedge between Allison and her friends, which is already kind of there, but she's gonna push down on it.
Well, it also kind of like hinted that there was more to what was going on between Sarah and Charlotte, like almost as like Sarah was in love with Charlotte. That's kind of the impression that I got.
Maybe.
You know, that there was something going on with that, and we had seen Sparia, which I can't stand that name. Spencer and Arya breaking into Sarah's room, right? And they're going in, they find the mannequin glove under the bed, and then in the drawer, and then they find inside one of the whole things is a blueprint, which the big reveal to that was the room that
Sarah, in.
Yeah. I was going to say the room the room that Sarah's staying in is actually Charlotte's old room in Radley.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Arya just disappears. Spencer goes to investigate the closet. She finds a big hole with a ladder that goes down to God knows where.
What?
And I'm just like, okay, what is going on? Like, that is what I'm focused on right now, is I want to know what's going on in that hole. So that's where all my attention is gone. So there's something definitely going on there. This is the whole reason why Sarah's here and everything in the first place.
Why did Arya go down that hole without being like, Spencer, oh my god, come here?
I don't know. Arya's never been the smartest one.
This is, you know what, that's true.
And this is why I've always been so suspicious of Arya, because she seems so dumb that you can't possibly, like, this is something you would expect Hannah to do. Because Hannah's kind of the airhead.
That is less airhead. I mean, she's cautious. Hannah's cautious. She would still call for help.
Probably, yeah. But it's almost as
Arya.
like Arya is going to disappear down the hole to lure Spencer down there for whatever Arya reasons. You know, I don't know. Like, because I still feel like Arya's in on this. I felt this way all the way from the beginning. Like, back when you remember how many times I accused Arya way back when? Like, I'm never going to stop accusing her. She's responsible. I don't care. She's responsible for something. Something that we don't know. She keeps to herself. She's the best liar in the entire group. She really is. Like, you see when Hannah lies, she gets, like, everybody else wrapped up into it. You know, like, oh, Caleb's got to help, and Spencer's got to help, and my mom's now roped into it, and this police officer, like, Hannah can't lie for shit.
No.
You know, Spencer, she's kind of another one. You know, like Toby was always involved. You know, she always tried to keep him out of it, but somehow he always got involved.
Emily's very transparent, and she doesn't know how to hide things.
No, you could see it in her face. Arya's the only one that she kept Ezra a secret for how long? You know, like when she was suspicious of Ezra, right? Yeah, there were some points where she got caught in some awkward situations and, you know, whatever, but you could see she still kept it together then. You know, up until, like, the ski lift when she was crying, you know, in the book and all that. I don't know, she just seems to keep it all together, and then there's a lot of stuff that went on with some guy she was seeing during the time that you weren't watching, and she was lying right to his face and not blinking an eye. You know, it's just like, she's the best liar of the whole group. So I always feel like there's something up with her. But then you had Emily, who you mentioned. You know, she's very transparent. She tries to, like, hide the fact that she's donating the eggs when Allison comes around, and Allison sees right through it. She ends up going to the place with Emily. I
don't think Allison saw right through. She knew something was up, but
right.
Emily, she, like, gave Emily this look, and Emily's like, "Oh God, somebody told you. Gil told you. Oh my God." She let it all loose, and Allison's just like, "I didn't know shit, but hey, I'm with you now." So I don't know, Emily.
That's why she's a terrible liar. That's why.
She is. She's terrible.
You know, then she goes through, has the egg donated, but it seems like the family backs out.
Yeah, because they got pregnant on their own.
Yeah, so she doesn't get any of the money for this now.
No.
So the whole reason why she was doing this is out the window. She has the option to maybe freeze them, which only has, you know, a certain success rate and all this stuff. She decides that she wants to donate them.
Yeah, it was mostly the cost that was, like, she probably would have kept them if they're like, "Oh, well, we're sorry for the inconvenience. Here, we'll freeze them." But it was going to cost her money, and she was doing this to try and make money.
Right.
So just donate.
Yeah, it's a different story if she's saving them for herself. But, you know, that's not the case. So she's not going to pay money to keep them frozen like that. No. Yeah, so she donates them. But in the meantime, she has, like, a dream hallucination about Sarah injecting her with something at the hospital.
You know what? Anesthesia does that to you.
Does it?
It makes you hallucinate.
Like that bad?
Can get that bad. Depends on the person.
I don't know. I don't... I've had laughing gas. I've never had, like, anesthesia like that, so I can't say. I don't know. Have you had anesthesia?
A few times.
And have you ever hallucinated anything? Or dreamt anything that you thought was real?
I know I've said things. I don't remember them. I remember waking up because I just sleep right through it. But that's how I see it.
Right.
And I've said things.
So you never saw anything that wasn't there?
No.
So is it possible that Sarah was really there?
Of course it's Pretty Little Liars. Of course it's possible.
That's true. So, I don't know. I'm curious if she was there, what she injected it to Emily with. I can't see anything that would be beneficial to her. And I can't see it being anything that would be extremely harmful to her either, because she's in a hospital. So it's not like it's some kind of lethal poison, whatever, because number one, they're not going to kill her off on the show. They got another at least season and a half to go with her.
Yeah. And it's not like it was to destroy her eggs at this point, because she had already gotten them retrieved at that, yeah. So I really wouldn't know. I think it really was just Emily being Emily and hallucinating,
Yeah.
and just all this traumatic stuff from the previous 5 years.
But she also receives a letter from the killer that said, "Give me the killer, or I'll use your eggs." In a carton of eggs, nonetheless. But
I don't know.
So does that mean that he has her eggs now?
Possibly.
Or do you think it was just like a
scare tactic?
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, at that point, she's already kind of like, she's donating her eggs for a better cause. They're not really hers anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where this person's going with this threat, because to me it seems empty.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where the whole thing is going in general, and I think that's more what I'm interested in, because the old A was just like, I want to cause as much torment to the girls as possible.
Revenge, yeah.
Yeah. This A does not seem that way. He's got something in mind, and it seems like they're not even the one that killed Charlotte. It seems like they're a completely different person. So, because they want the drive, they want to know who killed her, all this, like, give me the killer or I'll use your eggs. So it's like they want the person who killed Charlotte. They're saying right there, they're not the ones who did it. So it's like, what is their goal? Like, is it to prove Charlotte's murderer? Like, is that the whole point of this person now?
I don't know.
So, I mean, is it Lucas? Is it, he's still my number one suspect. What if it's somebody who we thought was dead? And that's the reason why they're hiding in plain sight with this mask. Because that's the only way they get away with it.
I don't know. Maybe it's Jason.
Could be. It seems the person's too small to be like Mr. De Laurentiis. He's kind of like a big, tall guy. Person does not seem that way. It seemed like a shorter person. So Lucas fits. Jason maybe fits. I'd have to see like Jason out and about around people to kind of compare the height and stuff like that. But at that point, I don't even think that matters, because how many times did we sit there and analyze A, and there's no way some of the shots of A was the actress who played Charlotte. The body type didn't match up. So it's very difficult to try to match up that, because I most of the time they'll just use a stand-in person to play that role, just so the cast doesn't know. So that way there's no slip-ups on set until it's time to reveal it. But yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else this episode that kind of stood out to you?
Not really. I mean, we're talking a lot about Lucas, and like, we mentioned Toby a couple times. I haven't seen them in a couple episodes. I mean, not Lucas, but like Toby.
Yeah, Toby's kind of on the back burner. We saw Toby last week, but because there was the whole him and Yvonne.
Right.
The proposal thing, so there's all that going. I mean, there's the tension between him, and still you can clearly still see he's in love with Spencer. He was not comfortable with Caleb's talk at all.
No.
And then there's tension between Caleb and Hannah still, like, I don't know. It's difficult. So, but anyway, next week, if you didn't get enough of Arya accusing her father, in episode 16's Where Somebody Waits for Me, Spencer is worried. Oh no, Spencer. Never mind. It's not Arya. Spencer is worried that her mother is keeping secrets from her. Arya admits to Liam the truth about Ezra's new book, which seems like
that Arya's writing it.
That's what that seems like to me. Allie explains to her that Ellie explains that her and Elliot are more than just friends. Okay, so that's Elliot Rollins, I would assume. Wait, is that his first name?
I think so.
Okay. Are more than just friends, and Mona shows up with her allegiances lies. Meanwhile, Caleb, Spencer, and Hannah deal with the repercussions of their new relationships.
Already trouble in paradise between Spencer and Caleb?
Oh no.
Oh no.
It wouldn't be a show if it didn't have a love dodecahedron.
Oh, wait.
It's the biggest shape I could possibly think of. It's a 12-sided figure.
Wow. That's like rosewood. Everybody's... Oh, boy.
I'm pretty sure. It could be... It's been a long time since I've actually looked up that term, but I'm pretty sure that a dodecahedron is a dodecahedron. I could be wrong. Yeah, 12-sided. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's clearly not a love triangle anymore. It's not. Because you have Hannah, Caleb, Spencer, Toby, Yvonne. What's Hannah's boyfriend's name?
I don't know.
I don't remember his name.
Guy with the accent.
Yeah, accent guy. So that's 6 right there, and then like you can start weaving other people into all that. There's plenty. Because you had, and then you have Toby, and then what was his sister-in-law or the blind Jenna? You had Toby and Jenna in like the very first season, like the weird kind of thing going on there. You know, where Jenna was like in love with Toby, remember? Mm-hmm. You know, those forever ago. And then you had Jenna with the girl that Arya shot, which drags Arya into this, and like it's just this whole big web. That's why I said it's a dodecahedron, because it's just too many things all mashed together. But I think that about does it now that I've confused the hell out of everybody. So, Nikki, where can the people find you?
They can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
Excellent. You can find me down below at Phenomedom, PHENOMEDOM. The one time, this one show, I get away from that. You gotta bring it in.
Yeah, I'm gonna get April in on it.
You can find us both and others on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter. Ooh, sorry, I'm catching a cold. And right here on YouTube at /ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. Till next week. See you guys later.
Bye.
Dr. Rollins, getting it on with Allie. Rolling.
Rolling. What?
I don't know. They've turned into Limp Bizkit. Keep rolling.
That's so much better than this actual show.